Test, 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 test. I hope this is going okay. Let me just check to make sure that I am streaming. God, it's 2:30 in the morning. What am I thinking doing this at this time of night? Oh well. I'm an addict when it comes to designing outfits. So I guess I will do this anyway. Good night, everyone. Hello. I don't mean good night as in goodbye. I mean good night as in it's nighttime, and I hope everyone's having a good nighttime. Yeah. Um. Oh, I got a message. One moment. Just checking. Accept. Oh, I got a friend request. Nice. First one I've ever gotten. Okie dokie. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I have kind of been getting into the habit of designing a new outfit almost every day. Well, actually, on average, possibly a little bit more than every day because there have been some days when I've made like 3 or 4 at a time. And I wanted to get kind of a head start in making an outfit for tomorrow. Wait, what time is it now? 2:27 p.m. Okay, I guess make an outfit for today, as in Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, right? Well, it's now Wednesday. Yep. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what to make. Also, I want to try something new. Well, not new for me, in terms of how to make an implementation. I kind of wanted to make like what looks like chains wrapping around the character, almost like you're a prisoner kind of thing. It just popped in my head a few minutes ago, and I thought to myself, can I do that? And I think I might be able to whip something up. But there's a catch. Namely, I don't know how to create new model geometries, but I do know how to apply textures to existing geometries. Pretty much, these are all the outfits here that I've worked on. Oh, okay, kitty. My cats come to visit me. But, as I was saying, I have made a bunch of outfits now, and each of these outfits have been applications of textures to existing geometries. Especially, this can be particularly powerful when you realize that you can apply, oh, my cat's now in front of the webcam, hold on, that you can alter the look of an existing, you can alter the geometry by taking advantage of the fact that transparent regions of a texture overlay will make those geometries that are overlaid effectively invisible. So you can kind of tailor the appearance of an outfit through that approach. So for example, if I open this particular one up, hey kitty, you're blocking my screen, cat. Oh well, that's all right. that this particular character is applies paints and or textures and geometries to a character. Actually, I should have probably opened a different file. There was a better example. One moment. Sorry. Oh my goodness, there are people on here? Wow, strange. But as I was saying, I've been able to create different looks by taking advantage of the fact that transparent texture overlays will make the geometry that it's applied to in effect look invisible. For example, the other day I, on a whim, decided to make what is effectively, what do you call it, the Virgin Killer Sweater. Now, there doesn't exist an actual geometry for this, but by applying transparencies to parts of an existing outfit. So for example, if I go to the clothing editor for this one, this outfit is actually a texture that's applied to the long coat geometry for the clothing option that's natively built into Vtuber Studio. So if I actually go to my textures section and then go through the layer, basically these big, I can't really see my mouse, can you? Yeah, these big swaths, like in this area, like if you, I'm just marking for this area, this, this area, it's all basically the fact that because I made those into transparent regions, you get that effect as if this was a differently cut piece of clothing, even though I have not altered the geometry of the long coat, the default long coat. So for example, the original long coat, let me see if I can find the original version of the long coat. Yeah, the original long coat is this, and basically by applying your own, you know, your own painting of the texture and applying transparencies, you're able to make something like that look like something like this. Oh, I have a chat. Hold on. People are watching you stream. Crazy. I know, I have 5 people watching. That's like almost a record for me. I think my record's actually 7, but 5 is pretty high for me. I usually get 1, 2, or 3 people. Oh, hello, by the way. So, just to kind of demonstrate how I produced this picture, what you can do, let's start off with creating a, oh, well, let's build a new thingy. Oh, hey, I'm going to go quit this one and open up a different thing. In VROID Studio, you can like go and use one of these default options. In this case, I've prepared this one, PhD Neko 61. Oh my god, I've made 61 different VROIDs. Anyway, realize I started making outfits in VROID 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, but right now, this is my character's avatar wearing the default long coat that I had shown you previously. If you want to start working on making changes to your long coat or whatever clothing, in this case, I'm going to the clothing editor option here, and under design, you can choose your presets. You've got everything from your base model, which will show your character potentially nude or wearing like a bra and panties if it's a girl. I don't actually know what the guys look like, but um, oh, I have chat. Hold on 1 second. Let me take a look at the chat. Uh, um, I know it's weird. It seems to have froze. Oh, the stream that is. Oh, nice to. First of all, it's nice to meet you. But I hope the stream's recovered. OBS is telling me that the stream is actually in the green, so hopefully it's working for you now. Okie dokie. As I was saying, you can go into the clothing editor and pick different options for outfits. These are all the ones that are basically built into Visual Studio. So for example, it comes with a default school uniform, sweater style. There are one-piece outfits, uniform with pants, there's a long coat. I'm afraid the base model might show nudity, so I'm going to avoid that for the time being. And then in this case, what we will do, let me see here, is that within long coat, there are different options you can pick for the top and bottom. So for example, you've got options here. So even though you select long coat from the side, this is really what kind of controls which version of the thing you're looking at. We've got everything from like a high neck long coat to a half sleeve long coat, which looks kind of weird to me. Oh, sorry, I picked one piece. Oops, my mistake. Sorry. Long coat, high neck. There's long coat, shirt collar. That looks kind of like that. And then there's also a long coat for stand away. In my particular case, I'm going to try to use this long coat stand away. And my idea is that I kind of want to make chains and shackles. So I'm going to try to basically make it so that this collar will look like a shackle around my neck, and then try to have chains that kind of extend, and then like have maybe chains around, like going around the body at various places. So now that I've picked the particular model geometry that I want to use, note that I'm not creating any new geometries. I don't know how to do that. That is beyond my pay grade. I am going to want to be able to fiddle around with how this particular long coat looks. So I'm going to go to the textures texture tab. And here you see that I've got this texture options for the long coat itself, as well as for the pants that I'm wearing, because I'm wearing pants. I don't have to wear pants, but for Twitch purposes, I thought pants would be appropriate. Now, this here is the default image for the long coat. It's what basically gets wrapped around the actual Vroid geometry for the coat itself and dictates the coat's appearance. What you can do is you can click on and right-click on default image and actually export this file. It will then export out. I already took you can choose where to save that file as a PNG image file. I've already taken the opportunity to do that here. And then you can use an image editing program such as Photoshop or GIMP, or heck, I originally started using MS Paint for the first week that I tried making outfits. Um, I have since then moved to GIMP just because I'm poor, Photoshop is expensive, and GIMP is free. So, and note that I've never used GIMP before 2.5 weeks ago. So it's been a learning process, but there's a lot you can do. Let me quickly just check chat because I see there's some text going on in here. Oh, okay. I'm glad your issue's fixed. Okie dokie. So, as an example of what I was mentioning before, I can actually take, right here you have the outfit texture that gets applied to the geometry. Let me zoom in a little bit. You've got this section, which is the front half of the coat. This is the back quarter. This is the back half of the coat, and this is the other back half of the coat. And this is your sleeves, and this section right here is the front and back of the collar of the coat, I believe. If I want to make this thing sleeveless, for example, all I have to do is go and cut these parts out. Because I am dealing with so long as you're making what's cut out transparent, then it should not get rendered when you actually display on the model itself, when it gets applied to the geometry. So here I just removed the sleeves. Let me export this file. I'm exporting this PNG, and then inside of Vtuber Studio, I can actually take this default image and toggle its visibility. So I'm hiding the coat, and what you're seeing is underneath, which I prepared in advance to make sure there is no naughty bits showing. And instead, I can apply a layer. Now, right now, there is no layer that exists. All there is right now is this coat, which right now I have set to be invisible. But I can have a layer apply over that is visible. So, for example, here, if I go and import, I can identify my chains file, which we remove the sleeves for. If I open it, give it a moment, and what you now see is that we have a long coat that no longer have sleeves. Ta-da! So you can do interesting things with cutting parts out to kind of fashion your outfit the way you want. You can also have interesting fun with things like making mesh shirts, which are kind of semi-transparent. That works too. But anyways, what my goal here is to try to make something that looks like chains. So what I'm going to do here is in fact just put these sleeves back, because I want these as kind of a guide as to what's going to go on. And I am going to instead look for like a picture of some chains. So hold on a second here. I am going to open the browser and then look for like chain pattern, iron chain pattern, chain shackle, something that lets me kind of get an idea. idea of what a chain will look like. Chain, shackle. Let's see, I was hoping for more like like a long contiguous line of chain, or a chain pattern image. Let me do a little bit of searching, find one that maybe looks good. Ooh, that's kind of possibly, that might be useful. Okay, can I use this? Maybe. Let me copy this image. I'm going to create a new little workspace in GIMP that has a transparent background, and I'm going to just kind of paste that chain picture in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to isolate part of that chain. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, where'd my chain part go? Oops. Did I make a mistake? Hold on. Did I screw something up? I probably screwed something up. Ah, yes, I did screw something up. Okay, here we go. I cut the wrong bit, it would appear. Let's try this again. Note that I am no art experience, no graphic art experience. I've not used GIMP before, a couple weeks ago, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Okie dokie. So we have some chain part here. Let me highlight this. Let me, for the heck of it, just make sure that I'm isolating just the chain. Oh, what I recently learned, okay, in GIMP, there is this tool that's kind of like a fuzzy select tool that will kind of pick something and anything around it of the same color, and you can change the threshold of how much variation in color there can be. 0 being it has to be the exact color right next to it to be selected, which if we look here, hold on. If I zoom in, for example, and I try doing a fuzzy select tool here, it's only selecting 1 pixel because the neighboring pixels are just a little bit different. Or you can up the threshold, like if I up it to a 10 and click, you might see that it selected a small region right here that conforms within 10 color, variations of the pixel I selected. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to kind of just highlight everything here, and I'm going to hit the fuzzy tool, but instead of left clicking, I'm going to control left click. Whereas normal left click selects something, control left click deselects something. So I'm going to actually deselect all this kind of background area, and you can kind of see here in my little selection tool, you can now see that it's kind of shaped like the chain, but it's also filling in the interiors. So I'm going to control and left click again, and now I am deselecting this little inner space region there, and I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to do the same here, and you can kind of see that those little holes of emptiness are now being deselected as well, which is exactly what I want. And then like maybe that part there, just to make sure. Okay, okay. Let me then copy this. So I just am capturing the chain portion, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to do a paste. So I'm going to Control V, which puts a chain into the picture. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, when you initially paste something, it adds it in this floating temporary layer that after you've settled down and you click out, will merge it with your background layer. I don't actually want that. I don't want it to put this chain and merge it with the picture of the coat. What I'm going to instead do, I hit Control Z to undo that. What instead I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my little floating layer here, and I'm going to tell it to save this chain into its own new layer. So it is in a layer independent of the coat image. So I can actually like hide the visibility of the coat and see the actual chain there. Oh, someone just typed something in chat. Let me go and take a look again. GIMP seems like a nifty tool. Thanks for showing this. Oh, no problem. I have only, like, I've only been learning, for the last, like, less than 3 weeks. And it's been a learning process, and I kind of come across things randomly. But, yeah. But I'm happy to share. So, what I'm going to do is, with this layer, I'm going to kind of reposition this chain where I think the collar neck is going to go, and then I'm going to also zoom in, and I'm going to resize this, do some scaling. So there is a scaling tool. I can right click on my selected region here that I pasted. I can go to tools, I can go to transform tools, and there is a scale feature. If I click scale, you now see that there's these little scale guides here. So I'm going to actually resize this chain to be about the size of across as the collar of the coat. And then I'll use the move tool to kind of just adjust it a little bit. This isn't kind of an experiment because I don't know whether or not this is the front of the collar and this is the front, but they're probably, one is definitely the front and one's the back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the coat so that I only have this chain portion here. And then let's just export our PN and overwrite our PNG file. And let's re-import it into Visual Studio. Select my chains. Okay, so that was definitely the front. So yeah, what you now see is that chain graphic is situated where the collar would have been, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen. So yay! And then you can change its positioning a bit. If I want it a little bit lower around the neck, I can move that here. Let me re-hide the coat, otherwise it'll show the coat too. Export, import, and the chain should be lower around the neck. Yes. So that's the front side of the thingy, and then if I want to do the back side of the thingy, I can go back to this thing here. Let me copy this chain piece and let's paste it. Let me move that pasted portion up. And I think what will happen is that because this is the back side, I might, to make them line up, I'm going to have to do a little bit of trial and error. And I might need to rotationally flip this. But let's test it out first. So I'm going to hide the code again. I'm going to export the front and back chain components. And then I'm going to go back into GIMP and do a re-import. So now you can see that there is chain both in the front and in the back. And in the grand scheme of things, you can see there's a little bit of non-alignment here. The front side here is a bit lower than the back side portion on that end. And on this side, actually this side, this one's a little higher than that. Okay, so one's a bit low here on that side and a bit high on the other side. So I probably do need to rotationally flip that other side chain. So let's go and do that. So I'm going to go and reuse the code as a graphic, as a kind of guide. I'm going to right-click on our second chain component. I'm going to go to layer because we're working with this particular piece of layer. Note that if you look at our layers listing, this pasted second chain piece is still in its temporary layer space. After I click somewhere, it will merge it with the front layer space, but let me Control Z because I don't want it to do that yet. And let me right click, take this layer, let's transform and flip it horizontally. So now we have, so now we have the chain that's kind of extending this way too. Is that going to look right? Let me think. Okay, let's experiment and see how that looks. I'm going to hide the code again. Overwrite. And let's import our changes. So now, this is pretty close. The back piece is maybe just a little high. And then on this side, the alignment is pretty close too. But what you notice here is that we've got this little tiny piece of chain. And then you got this big piece of chain that's connecting to its big piece of chain mirror side and small chain part of chain here, which isn't quite right. So let's make some changes to fix that. So it's not enough just to make this look like, because this end here, let me put the coat back on. This portion right here that my mouse is at is basically being connected to this portion down here. What I would really like to see is this side, or this piece, connect on here. So I'm going to do a 180-degree flip of this chain. So let's go back to layers. Let's do another transform. And I'm going to do a 180-degree rotation. So now, hopefully, hopefully that will look a bit better. Although, I'm a little bit concerned now that this shiny reflective back end is not going to match the shiny reflective part that's on the top side. So let me actually undo that. Let me undo that flip that we did before. And then let's transform to a 180-degree flip. Okay, and then let's do a layer, transform, and do a vertical flip. Kind of like that. Oh, no, not quite right, I'm thinking, how do I want to do this? Brain needs to think. Okay, well, let me do that horizontal thing again, go back to what I was originally doing, and see how that looks. Rotate. Okay, well, doesn't hurt to look. Sorry, I'm not very clear. I'm kind of thinking on the fly. As I do this, I didn't have this as a prepared presentation or anything. But let me do the import. Okay, let's see here. this part actually connects pretty well, other than the little shininess being on the wrong side of the thing. On the other side, this also connects fairly well too. It might need just a tad bit of adjustment, but it's actually pretty close. So, you know, I'm not going to worry about too much. Okie dokie. So besides this chain, I was thinking of making some chains that wrap around the body too. So let me go turn this part back on, and I will go ahead and click. So now if I hide this layer, you can hide the clothes, and now the chains are all in one single layer. So if I click the visibility button, you can see that these chains are appearing and disappearing. I am going to copy these chains again, do a paste, and then let's try putting some chains around the body to kind of see how that looks. I'm going to put some here and paste another one and try to make it look like that it kind of extends around the body a bit. Let's see here. I have to admit, if you are kind of obsessive compulsive, you can end up spending a long time trying to get things lined up and working and all that sort of stuff. Oh, hey kitty, my cat is in front of the webcam again. This doesn't quite line up. You can see that this is a little bit bigger than the other one, so I'm going to use the scale tool. Click this and slightly decrease this. Slight. I have to scale tool. Yep. And then try to slightly bring it in to make it fit better. A bit better. Okay, that's not too bad. And then what I will do is kind of cut off this extra bit here that I don't need right now. Like that. Let me hide the outfit. Overwrite our file. Go back here. Import. Open. Okay, that's a bit higher than I was expecting, but that's okay. We can make adjustments to lower it a little bit. Let me use the little move tool. Let me select this chain section and move it down a little bit. Whoops. Actually, I'm moving the entire layer when I just want to move that little bit. So instead, what I found is that in order to kind of do that, I usually end up doing selecting the area, doing a Control-C to copy, deleting it, and then Control-V, and then I'm able to move the pasted portion because it's now in its own temporary layer, separate from the pre-established layer that we are working from. Let's go ahead and export. Okay. We went from 5 viewers down to 3. Well, that's alright. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, by the way. So let's go back here. Import. So we have a chain that's right now kind of still a bit higher than I want it to. So I will do here is kind of lower this even a bit more, slightly. I'm also going to Control C, delete, Control V. Let's move this over here. And what I'm also going to do is do another pasting. And I'm going to have this kind of extend over a bit more. So it goes all the way across to where the body border is, or the front side border is. Let's do a slight bit of rescaling. Let's see here. Kind of like that, maybe. Okay. And then I am going to, oops, sorry, zoom out. Let's cut it right here because this is where it kind of switches from going one direction to the other direction, from the front to the back. Let's see here. Let me... Oh, kitty! Sorry, my cat's blocking the screen again. No, kitty, 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 thank you. Okie dokie. Oh, someone typed something in chat. Let me take a look. Did you make that model you're using? So inside of vRoot Studio, let's pause the chains momentarily and go back into vRoot Studio. So let me momentarily save and close this. Or rather than save, let's go back to model. Pretty much you have other tabs here besides the clothing. You also have face editor and hair editor. So I made some just minor adjustments using those tools. Let me take a look at chat again while it's... also, when you scale, why not do it from the middle of the model instead of the edge? I don't know why. No reason. Like I said before, I'm new and inexperienced in this, so I don't know best practices or anything like that. I'm just kind of like slowly learning as I go along. Okay, but there's a hair editor, which can get quite complicated. Like for example, with my hair, there are a bunch of like different layered sections here. Like you got this kind of front component here, and then I've got these side components here, and you can kind of part of my back hair here, and then some interior back hair that's underneath that, and then this little hair strand over here, and it's some more hair strands over there, and you can change the way they look in terms of, like, for example, if I go and select something here, I can adjust using these sliders the width, the highlight portion, where it falls on the head. So for example, if I slide the X position, I can actually kind of move this part around. Um, the Y position can move it up and down across the head. You can scale the width of the thing. You can do various. I don't know where it originally was, but yeah, you can make those types of changes. So now it's a little bit different. You can see that the hair is a little bit different than it was before because of that width scale change. You can make the thickness of the hair very light, kind of like that, or make the hair very thick. I actually don't remember what mine was set to, but at any rate, you can also change like the thickness scale, which can make that, and then you can add twisting to the hair. So if I go all the way here, you can see that my hair is now in a twist. Smoothness of the hair, other factors. Let me set this back to 0. But you do have those types of options in here. There are more options in here about height, offset, and so on, for each component. And then you can also, like, if you notice here, when I move left and right in front of you, you can see that I have hair sway, and that's coming from a feature called bones. Here, the hair is actually modeled in terms of like bones that are articulate within the hair. So here, this particular hair strand is comprised of a series of 3 bones that dictate that where it can sway, start to sway from, and so forth. It takes a lot of fiddling around with. When I first started tinkering with Vroid and creating my avatar, I used one of the pre-provided ones that Vroid has in there and just made some tweaks. I didn't do a lot of changes, but I added a little bit of changes to hair feature and then kind of just went with that. But you can really go crazy with how much detail you want. You can even do things like create hair for having a tail, for example. But that's a bit, yeah, that's a bit beyond my pay grade at the moment. And then the face editor lets you be able to change the aspects of your facial features. The shape of the eyes can be adjusted in terms of eye slant, eyelids, so forth, your mouth, how narrow or wide it is within. It gives you some of that flexibility. Me? Oh no, I don't get paid at all for this. I'm a VTuber with 34 followers is not making any money from this. Let's see, what did you just right here? Did you, no, mine's basically a mild variation of one of the default models. Also, when you scale, why not do it from the middle instead of, you get paid if it, no, 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 no. I like making, um, I like making, the, I like making the, outfits for myself, and I've been kind of falling into a habit of making an outfit a day. So yeah, I mean, as an example, if I go pull VC Faceover, which is a program that I use for animating myself, if I go to my avatar selection thing, uh, I'm up to 60 uh, models. Uh, like yesterday, I worked on an Urza Scarlet outfit, which if I go and select that, is this from Fairy Tale, and then I kind of add a little armored wings graphic behind me, because I don't know how to make real wings yet, but that's my Fairy Tale cosplay of sorts. And then I can, let's see what else is here. Day before I worked on a Tifa from Final Fantasy VII outfit, complete with, hold on, complete with building up the shorts and stockings and all that sort of stuff. Oh, this was actually kind of fun. I actually took a picture of Tifa from the game, and I actually took like cuts of her actual skirt and assembled this skirt by kind of pasting those cuts to form the texture. Yes, there's that. I also had, like for example, I did a similar technique when I tried building out Wonder Woman's outfit. Let me see here. Where are you? You're around here somewhere. You're around here somewhere. Sorry, I have lots of outfits I've made. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Still not it. Sorry, I've made so many outfits. It's a little bit unwieldy, because I've made so many. I think I'm not far. I think. Sorry, I'm embarrassed. This is taking forever for me to find. You? No, 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 no. Oh, yep, there we go. So, like for example, I actually made this Wonder Woman outfit based off of a picture I found of Wonder Woman's outfit. Let me see here. If I Google search Wonder Woman outfit, images, where were you? Yeah, there was a picture I had found of the Wonder Woman costume. Where were you? Where were you? I know I saw you around here somewhere. Wonder Woman costume. Maybe it was under shopping? Actually, it may have been under shopping. Oh, this one. Yeah, I actually took this particular picture and actually using GIMP kind of selected this portion of the armor and pasted it as to provide the kind of the same look. And then for the parts that became deformed because of perspective and wrapping around, the person's the frame of the body, I then hand made the rest of the sides and back and that type of thing. But yeah, let me go back to my normal outfit. Actually, let me switch over to a different outfit. Yep, no, yeah, I'll go with the maid outfit. Move this out of the way. What was I saying again? My brain just turned off. Oh, at any rate, Yeah, but you can, oh, that's right. Also in the face editor, um, you can, for example, change the texture of your eyes. So there are different components to each part. Like here they have like the texturing of files for the mouth. If you want to change the whatever that means, scleris, um, yeah, you can, for example, here for face skin, there's a texture file as well. So you could literally export this face file um, as a PNG and give yourself, for example, scars um, that can be applied. You know, you can just add in a layer. You can add in, you know, scars. You can add in makeup. You know, mascara, eyeliner, all that sort of thing. You can also change your irises so that, like, there's a texture file for the iris. You can actually change it so your eyes are stars instead of circles. So you've got a lot of options when it comes to that sort of thing. I hope that answered your question. I hope it did. At any rate, I am going to work on some chains. So, as I was mentioning, oh, yay! Okie dokie. Let me see here. This chain I think was lower now. Low enough at least. And then I will highlight this chain portion here. Control V. Let me edit layer. How do I want to do this? Let's transform this. Oh, I have an idea what to do on this regard. Hold on. Let me paste. Let's move this here. Do scaling just a little bit. No. Tools, transform, scale. Make this a tad bit smaller. Yeah. I'm sure Photoshop may be more powerful, maybe, or at least more popular, but when you're poor, at least this gives me gives some nice free options. What I'm going to try doing here is highlighting, let's say this portion, oh, no, correction, this portion. I learned another transformative tool called, what's it called? Perspective. What I'm going to see, just for knickknacks and, oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to try to make it kind of look like that it's going downward by altering its perspective appearance. Kind of like that. it's not perfect, but it is the back of the, let's see here. Let me work on that a little bit more. Use the perspective tool. It looks kind of stretched down there, so I'm going to try to unstretchify it. Kind of like that, maybe. Okay, that kind of works. And I will kind of just cut here to, oh, no, undo. Let me try that again. Kind of cut here. And then on this side, Control C. Okay. Control V. Bring this over a little bit. Let's line you up. Well, that part doesn't really look like it needs any rescaling. Not terribly, anyway. Okay. And then I will try to redo the perspective of this part here. Let's click the perspective tool. Oh, this particular button here gives you the most recent transform tool you were working on. So if you were doing scaling last, it would give you a scale option. If you use the perspective tool last, it will give you a perspective option, which is kind of convenient. Let's click on the selected region we had and try to maybe scale this up and then scale this part up and compensate for try to compensate a bit for the fact that it does some stretching in the process. Okay. And our goal is to kind of make it so that this part here kind of lines up with that part there. So using this right here is at the 3 little notches above the 850 vertical marker. So 3 notches above the 850. How about over here? Too high. Okay, good to know. So we will try to stop. Okay, we want to change it so that it kind of lines up with the 350. 3 notches above the 3 notches above the 350, I mean. Also, I'm just kind of checking. Okay. 3 notches above the 350, that's about here-ish, so we need this to be lower. And that part to kind of come down. And then this part kind of goes like that, maybe. 3 notches above the 350. Let's see how that looks. 1, 2, 3-ish, maybe? Let's experiment and see how that looks. Let's go back to our clothing editor. Go back to Textures tab. our updated file. Okay. Ooh, not bad. We have a chain that's kind of going around us. A little bit of warping here, and I know why. There's a little bit of clipping that's going on because of where the sleeving of the coat would normally occur. So we want to kind of lower the chain a little bit more, I think. But the back actually kind of meets at about the right spot. This little part's a little bit more, but I'm not too worried about it because it's the back and no one will see it. So that's actually pretty good, but I will just make an adjustment to lower where that chain part goes. We have our layer that holds the chains selected. You can see that you have this selected, then I have the actual layer that has the coat selected, but I just wanted to have the chain part selected. Let me take this, I'm going to Control C, delete, Control V, and then just drag her down a bit. Maybe like that, roughly. Let's turn this off, or hide the visibility of the actual code itself. Okay, there. See, now there's none of that cleaving or warping that we saw at this portion of the chain because it's not interfering with where the sleeve hinges with the body of the coat. And also note that you can see the our shirt, our little crop top, through the chains because the chain holes are transparency. Okay, now let's see here. So I've got a chain around the neck, and I've got a chain around the body. I can also do similar chains around the arms. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Go back here. Let's re-visualize the coat so that we have that as our navigation tool. And because we have this nice large stretch of chain, I'm going to kind of copy and paste a portion of it. Kind of like that. Control C. Let me go ahead and Control V it. Let's move that piece. Nope, wrong thing. Hold on a second. Let me try that again. Control C. Control V. Let's move that piece. And let's do some rotation. I am going to go to our tools or our layer. I can do either one. Since we're working in the temporary paste layer right now, I can do a transform and do an arbitrary rotation. Hello. Oh, let me take a look at chat real quick. Hey, Geister. How's it? Or Geister. Is it alright to call you Geister? That's a really long name. Geister Schweinchen? How's your night been? Assuming it's night where you're at. Thank you for tuning in. I am going to use the rotation tool and rotate. My goal being that this ends up being pretty straight across. Kind of like that. Yeah, more like here-ish, I guess. Ba-bum. This is at about the 1550 marker. Let me zoom in just to get a better look. 1550 marker there. Slightly less over here, so let's rotate this sucker a little bit more. Just slightly. This is at 1550. This one is not quite at the 1550. A little bit more rotation, I think. Let's see how that looks now. This is 2 notches from the 1550. This one is a little, okay, slightly more rotation. He lined up here and then going down. Lines up about right there. Probably close enough. I am going to take our select tool and do a little bit of cropping cleanup. I'm also down here. Clean that up. Zoom out. Okay. Oh, right. One word of warning. This sleeve, think of it as a wrap around your arm, but also note that like there's a bit more stretching that I think occurs horizontally compared to the scale of the body when it's applied to the when that texture is applied. Let me Control C, Control V. Bum bum ba-dum. Bum ba-dum bum. Bum ba-da-bum. Ba-da-dum ba-da-dum ba-da-dum. Bum bum ba-dum bum. Let's hide the visibility of our coat and get a sense for how it looks on the rendered body. We're overwriting our file, our PNG file, and then re-importing it in. Ooh, mama-like, mama-like. What do you guys think so far? Ooh, but okay, we've implemented a bit of chains, which is what I was kind of hoping for. For the heck of it, I am going to let me save this work. And let me try it on and see how it looks. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Oh my goodness! I got 2 followers today, or tonight, in the last 12 minutes. Thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. Bum ba-da-dum bum bum. Okay, let's go to our camera exporter tab. In order for a program like such as VCFace or Wakaru to be able to animate you in sync with the webcam, you need to export your model into a VRM format. I will click export. This is for my PGNeco 61. Let's go ahead and hit Okay, it's going to ask me where I want it. I'm going to dump it into my VRM directory, which I have a lot of files for. Let me go over here into VC Face, go to Avatar Select. 61 is a new one, so let me click Add Avatar, find 61, okay, then select it, hit Select, and what you should see is that I should be now able to move about, and let me, for a moment, just kind of zoom myself up a bit. So, you see me, I've got chains around the arms that are, at the moment, interestingly kind of lined up to almost look like that they are connected to the chains around my waist. Interesting. Yeah. But as you can see, hopefully, these chains are, the holes are transparent, so you can see my arms underneath, or my crop top underneath, or around my neck, you can see part of my neck, and you can see my hair through the holes, that sort of thing. So, yep, just kind of coming up with outfit ideas. Yeah, so our little experiment was a bit of a success, I think. If you want to get more complicated, I can start having chains that kind of go between, maybe a chain links that connect between the neck chain and the chain around the waist, and then maybe have some chains that connect from the neck chains to the ones around the arms, maybe, the options are limitless on that regard. But, yeah, are there any questions for whoever's out there watching? Let me go ahead and shrink myself down. But yes, I'm quite happy with that so far. Although, I kind of feel like my hair doesn't quite match what it used to be. It feels slightly different. And I don't know why. Let's see here. What else do I think I want to do? Maybe I will do some, like, oh, that's right. Another thing, because this is part of the coat, or this is a chain texture overlay on top of the coat geometry, we have some options on affecting the coat geometry's variables. So, for example, there are different sliders here for things like volume, which can affect the volume of our chains, as you can see here. I'm not worried about creases. That doesn't really matter here for the collar crease. But collar width, I can make the collar wider. I can make the collar kind of tighter, which actually I kind of like. That looks a little bit better, I think. Collar tightness, ooh, nice. Make it conform a little bit more wrapped around my neck. I like it, I like it. Let's see, collar high, no. Collar low, no, maybe too low. But that's not bad. Like, maybe like this. No, it's fine the way it is, I suppose. Collar thickness, I'm not really too worried about that here. I'd rather keep it the way that is. Shoulder crease doesn't apply, shoulder puffing doesn't apply because we don't, oh, well, see, that this kind of distorts our chain. That puff, not worried about it. These parts are not in the range of where our chains are right now. What other things? Sleeves. We've kind of made that whole sleeve region invisible thanks to using transparent backgrounds. Waist. We can affect the waist. We can. Waist crease doesn't really matter for where this chain happens to lie. Waist straight. No, I'd like to keep it smaller. Waist narrowness. We can kind of make this a little bit narrower around our body, which might not be a bad look. Maybe. Narrowness belt, but that's kind of lower around the body. Narrowness back, which would kind of make it close in on our back, which I actually would prefer. Waist narrowness tightness. That's probably okay. That could work. Maybe. Although it kind of makes it look a little bit more slanty, so maybe not. Well, this is probably fine. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Yeah. So, if there's anything I'm going to change or add, it might be maybe adding some chains that kind of go down from here down to this chain here, maybe? Let's see if we can do that. Let's go back to our thingy here. Let's see. Let's take this vertical chain component that we had earlier. Control C, Control D. Let's have that kind of go up. We're going to need to add a little bit more like link to make it kind of look like it's closed in here, but this will at least give us some like basic concept type of idea. Okay. Note that this collar is going to have an interesting lineup here, so we're going to need to do a little bit of trial and error. But for the time being, I am going to take this kind of, let's see, how do I want to do that? Let's take a piece of this right here. Okay. Oh, no. Let me use the select tool. Let me grab a bit of this here. Go across. Control C, Control V. Let's see how this looks if I were to kind of bring this down here. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this little snippet here, so I'm going to hold down Control and deselect this region. No, can I do that? Actually, let me make sure I can do that. Control. Can I not? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to make this a new layer for the moment and kind of layer blend it in. Yeah, we will adapt. Try to make it work with what we know how to do something that we don't know how to do. Okay, so I'm layering that in into its own layer. And then what I will do is kind of cut out this portion here. Up to here, then across. Cut so that the original chain pattern that's underneath kind of comes through. Ta-da! That kind of solves our issue on that side. And then we want to let me do the following. I am going to kind of take this part here Control C, Control V. Where did I paste? Where did I paste? Nope. Did not want that. Oh. Hold on a second. Silly me. I had the wrong layer selected. You have to make sure that you're selecting the correct layer. And I was not at the time. Apologies. No, let me go from here. That's probably long enough. Paste. Okay. I'm going to test something. Overwrite. Import. Oh, someone just typed in chat again. Hold on a second. Alright, well, good luck with making new outfits. Night. Good night. Thank you for taking a look. Have a great rest of your night. And then import. Okay. Now what you see here is that part of the chain got kind of cropped where it left the body pattern region, and then kind of reestablished itself later on up here. So let's try to compensate for that. So we got cropped 1, 2, 3, be right around the third link, the third link that kind of faces us. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, which makes sense because you can kind of see how this link gets kind of cut here. What I'm going to do is I am going to, let me see here. That's a large swath of chain. Okay, I'm going to make, okay, move that portion there. Okay, what I'm going to do is try to make it so that this part is a little bit shorter. And what I think I will do with that is use a little bit of perspective. Like so. No, not that tool. Tools, transform, perspective, and our goal here is to kind of make it go down a little bit this way, and a little bit this way to match. Kind of like so. Okie dokie. Good, that's kind of what I wanted. And then we will cut this portion here where it kind of goes off of the shirt pattern portion. And then what we will do is we will try to make a set of links that kind of looks like it goes around on the side. What I might do here is use the select tool. Gonna select here to here. Hey kitty, my cat's here to visit. And then grab a few pieces of this part here. Oh, no, hey, kitty, hey kitty. Across. Oh, hey kitty. And then kind of like here. Go on down. Like so. We're going to Control C. Let's go over to this section, particular area. Control V, which pasted the thing. Let's move it like so. Let's rotate or flip this around. Transform, rotate 180 degrees. But because the light reflects on the other side, we will then do a transform and do a horizontal flip. And then, let's see here. And I will try to get it so that it kind of looks like it goes around or something. Is the hope. Is the hope. Okay. Let's test this out just to see how alignment looks. We'll do some finishing touch corrections later. Import. Okay. Okay. So this part kind of thickened because the way that the chain is being rendered around our head. Let me go back to the designs side of things and see how the color tightness is impacts that. Bum, bum. Color tightness. Okay. 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 So it looks like we need to kind of make this part narrower where it intersects. So let's go back here. Actually, before that, this top little portion. Okay. Let's see here. Okie dokie. Let me do some scaling. Tools, transform, scale. Let's make that smaller. Maybe like yay smaller. And then try to line this up better. Let's see how that looks. Alright. Oh, someone just typed something in chat. Let me take a look. Uh-huh. Let's see, we're exporting. Let's go back to textures and re-import. Okay, that's a little bit better in terms of width. We need to do a little bit of cleanup here, but yeah, let's do some cleanup. Uh-huh. In your dreams, buddy. In your dreams. Okie dokie. Da-ba-bum. Let me go and do some cleanup here. Actually, it looks like just a little bit needs to be cut from that and that. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. Based on where that cleave happens right about there. Okay. Let's try exporting. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, that cleaned up that part a bit. Now let's make it so that the chain actually kind of looks like that link goes around the top here. No, sorry. Okay, I will take a bit of this. Maybe from here to here. No, let me use this tool. Where is that showing? Okay, that shows up from here. Okay. me use this tool. And move across, Control C. Let me go up to here. And kind of do some patchwork. Wait, where did it paste? Where did it paste? Where did you paste just now? I don't know where I pasted you. Oh, there. Up, 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 up. Let's flip you. Rotate 180 degrees. And then layer this form, flip horizontally, maybe like that. And kind of try to make sure that it kind of places. Kind of. Okay. And let's rescale this a little bit. Nope, not that. Control Z. Let's rescale you. Kind of like so. Not perfect, but let's see if we can get it to look reasonable. Let's overwrite the file. Import. That largely accomplishes the look I was going for. Yeah, I'm alright with it. Let's save our work. Go to, which takes a while. Still saving, still saving, still saving, and saving. Okay, looks like, no. I see the spinny thingy still spinning, so it's still saving. Okay. It's saved, so now we're going to the exporter. Yeah. So now we are going to the exporter. Yep. Hit OK. Make sure that it ends up in the right spot. Overwrite, yes, please. So we're overwriting the VRM that we use. Let me go ahead and reload. Oh, no, that didn't reload. Hold on. There we go. Ta-da! Ooh, I'm kind of happy with that. Let me take a better look. Okay, I'm fairly happy with this. Um, mm, let's see here. What else do I want to do? Bum, ba-dum. Let's make another set of chains that goes around a bit higher, maybe? Sure, why not? Can never have enough, well, yeah, you probably can't have enough chains, but, yeah. So, we got, oh, we have this layer, we've got this layer, let me hide that for the moment, and kind of select this part that we've already made, and then let's deselect from it, holding down the control button. Let's deselect that, and then we control C. Let's control V. No, let's click away. Control V. I'm going to make this into a new layer. To new layer. Oops, did I screw up? I probably screwed up. Hold on. What did I do? Okay, that's why. I had the wrong layer selected. That's why. Silly me. Yeah, I had the wrong layer selected. Let me fix this part here. That shouldn't be there. Oh, oh, hold on. Darn it, I had the wrong oh. Yep, I had the wrong layer selected again. I'm an idiot sometimes. Or more than sometimes. Delete that part. Okay. Okay. So that part is our little connector. Our connector up here. Our connector down there. Okay. Let's take our copy tool. Our tool here. Control C. Control V. Make that go to a new layer. To a new layer. Let's see what that looks like by itself. What the heck? Did I highlight the wrong thingy again and not even realize it? I probably did, didn't I? I probably did. What's this layer again? Okay, that's that. Oh, yep, I did. I screwed up again. Let's delete this layer. I must be getting tired. Okay. Hide that. Hide that. Have just this selected. Oh. Have just this layer selected, the visible layer. Okay. We're gonna get it right eventually. Eventually. Copy that. But do not include this part. Control C, Control V, paste this to a new layer. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. And let's see, where do we want to put this set chains? Maybe kind of like this. Huh. Let's hide that. Put everything back. And then overwrite. And see how that looks. Textures. Layer. Import. No, it's probably better just to have the chain a bit higher up. Okay, let's do that. Let's navigate. Have this go up. Kind of like this, maybe. Let's see how that looks. Although it'll need some realignment. Import. Too high. That's way too high. Okay. Kind of like that. And let's flip it horizontally, just to give a little bit of difference in appearance. Hide the visibility. Okay. Now we have some chain going there, and then there, and then let's see. Let me save this and see how it looks. Ooh, you know, now that I think about it, I wonder if this is a way I can kind of create Nezuko's mouthpiece. I have a Nezuko outfit that I'm wondering if I can use this as a way of solving a problem that I couldn't figure out before. Export. Ba-dum-bum-bum. 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 Let's export. update. Okay. It'd work better if I also had some more stuff around the arms too, but it's getting there. Bit by bit, it's getting there. Okay. So far, not bad. So far, not bad. Sigh. Now, to get the effect we want, we're going to need some more chain. Let's see if we can do that from here. Control C, Control V. Whoop. Sorry about that. Need to try that again. Control C, Control V. Why did it do that? I'm confused. Why did it do that? Why did it do that? Why did it do that? Oh, because I have the wrong transparency layer selected. That's why. Silly. Silly me. Okay, I need this layer selected. That's why. As the selectable layer. Control C, Control V. Okay, that's more of the ticket we're looking for. We'll have to do some alignment fixing, but for now, this is just to kind of get an idea of where things position. Oh, let's see here. What does chat say now? So cute. The chains jiggle when you're... Yep, yep. Let's see here. Back to the clothing editor. Bum ba-dum. Bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. Oh, oh. Hey, kitty. Import. Let's go here. Clothing editor. Update our chains file. Hey, kitty. My cat has come to visit. Like when I talk about... Not really. But... it's a free country. Free world. So long as you don't say something that's truly offensive where I end up blocking you. But asking to see boobs is not technically something that I think I feel like needs to be blocked. I won't do it, but you get the idea. Let's export. Export. Save. Overwrite. And let me see how this ends up looking on me. Select. Okay, needs to be higher on the right arm, needs to be higher on the left arm. Yes, needs to be higher on both accounts. Okay, okie dokie. Hold on, there's more chats coming in. Want to become famous? Mr. Wenabell? I'm poor. If I had money to buy followers, I would spend it on so many other things first. silly. Absolutely silly. So let's make these higher. Like that, maybe higher. And then let's take this one. Wrong tool, wrong tool. Take this one. And then let's, can I move you? Is there a move? Select, can I do a move? Move? Or do I have to copy and paste you? Edit, tools, 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 selection tool, I'll copy and paste you. It's easy enough. Control C, delete, Control V, and move you up a bit, move you up a bit, and see where you land. Bum ba dum bum, bum ba dum. Let's export once again. And let's go back, oops, to the clothing editor. Textures. Import. Whoops, wrong directory. Nope, that's not right. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, that's right. Let me try this. Pose animations. Let's see what it looks like with the body down. Okay. Looks like it still needs to be higher. Yeah, probably needs to be higher still. Okay. Oh, hey, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Bum ba-dum. Bum bum ba bum. Bum ba-dum. No, 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 kitty. What are you doing? What are you doing? No, get off the keyboard. Get off the keyboard. Oh my goodness, what were you doing, kitty? Don't do that. Oh, someone typed something in the chat. Hold on a moment. Let me take a look at chat in just a moment. First you learn to read, then you read to learn. Brain confused. Yeah, I'm working on chains. Technically, this is a long coat. It just, I'm making it so that the long coat looks like chains. How are you doing today? Okay. Let's try exporting and see how that looks. Sometimes it's hard to tell how good it looks. Pretty stupid. What's pretty stupid? My outfit? I know. I know. This is more just me trying to come up with I wanted to kind of see if it's possible. That's... I'm kind of... Okay, that's getting closer to where I want it to be. Hmm... Left arm, right arm, okay. Okay. It's slowly getting there. Left arm just slightly higher. Very slightly higher. But what's pretty stupid? My attempt here? Yeah, it probably is. But, you know, I'm having fun doing it. I wanted to see if it was possible to kind of make this, given that I don't know how to create new geometries, I'm just kind of making existing geometries try to look how I want. Yeah, a bit more lower, I think. And then this one over here. And let's move this one up a bit. And let's export. Nope, kitty cat's jumping in front of the monitor again. Import. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Okay, and whoop, something happened. I seemingly forgot an arm chain thingy. Why did I forget an arm chain? Oh, I did forget an arm chain. Okay, how did that happen? Probably because my cat keeps jumping in front of me. Come on, why did that happen? I thought I had done the chain on the other arm. Yeah, what the heck happened here? Okay, let's try that again. Now I don't know what this was at, but let me recheck it. Overwrite. It's alright. We'll overwrite. Open it up. Yeah, that's gonna need corrections. Again, I can really tell. Control C, delete, Control V, and move up about how much? Maybe that much. And then this one down below. Control C, delete, Control V, and that one needs to go down a bit too. Overwrite. Import. And let's see how that looks in VC face. Save. Yes, please. Okay, bottom one needs to go down a little more, and the top one needs to go up a little bit more. Okay. Let's make more corrections. Let's, from this angle, let me see here. It's not so bad. That one, the bottom left could go down a little bit. The top right can go up a bit. Okay, here. Bottom left can go down a little bit. Bottom top right can go up a little bit. Up how much? A little bit. Okay. Alright. Back to here. Texture. There. Import. Bum. Okay. Let's see here. Export. Okay. Yes. Avatar select. Select. Okay. From the front, not too bad. From the side, that part needs correction a little bit, maybe. Although it doesn't look that bad from the side like this. You know what? Maybe this is good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know? Okie dokie. Oh, that's probably good enough. Yeah, this has been a little over 2 hours of work. Well, admittedly, I've been commentating a lot. But, yeah. Given my limited abilities, you know, I'm okay with it. I think this will be alright. Okie dokie. Well, I guess that concludes my little chain outfit experiment. Um, I hope everyone that here has enjoyed watching. All, well, two of you now. But we managed to get 2 new followers tonight. Thank you very much. And, yeah. If you have any questions, just feel free to send me a message. Thank you, and good night. Mhm.